Good day, everybody. Here we are ready to go with another roll reveal. This one is number 531. It is an original Bank of America 1983 Philadelphia roll. Never know what we're going to find in 1983. We could get really lucky. But we're going to give it a shot. Anyway, give it a shot. Go ahead and open this one up. Nice tight Batdorf roll. Happened to have one end of it that was already kind of torn just a little bit, but the coins have never been out of this roll. Looking for my opening tool for the other end because it's a little tight. There we go. And we are off. Now, I can't do anything about guarantees on the condition of the coins inside. The ones on the ends look pretty good. And so because this is an early zinc roll, there is a possibility of having quality issues on the inside of the roll. I just can't do anything about that. Let's see what we have here. They all look like they're pretty clean looking coins, though. So, with that having been said, we shall move along here. Let's see. Coin number 1 goes to Carl. Coin number 1's got a little bit of issue on the obverse because that's the one that was sticking out at us. We'll take a look around and see what we can find on coin number 1 here. Let me darken the color on this just a little bit so as not to blind everyone here. Let's see what we have. Okay, I got nothing on the obverse. Let's check the reverse real quick. This goes without being said that we'll be checking the reverses on these coins. See, there's some spotting on this. That's like a carbon cave right there. Alright, that's coin number 1. Hello, Eric. Hello, Tyler. And Coin Junkie, if you happen to still be here. I know Coin Junkie comes in frequently and says hello, but he doesn't stick around for the actual auction. He just wants to come in and show his support, which he does pretty much every single reveal we have. Coin number 2 goes to Ant, and Ant's coin looks just like this. Let's see here. Come here, coin. Looking at something that could be interesting here on the 8. It's just a little bit thick. Yeah, it looks like there's just a little bit of extra thickness going toward the rim there. What do you say, Eric? Could be just a little bit of extra thickness there. I don't know, it kind of looks interesting. Let me tip it up this way and see if it keeps that form, or if I'm just looking at hits or shadows. Yeah, it kind of looks more like hits and shadows. But it could be something. So we'll just hold this one out. Why not, right? Now the reverse of the 1983 Lincoln Cent is very often really soft. Really soft. It's like they struck them through a candy bar or something. It's just really weird that they don't look as sharp as the obverse does. Well, here's the reason for that. The reverse on 1983 Lincoln Cents was a reverse that had been used since 1975. The obverse on 1983 Lincoln Cents is something that was devised the year before, in 1982. In fact, this is the same basic hub design as the 1982 small date Lincoln Cents that were the second of the two different types to be minted in 1982. And so what we end up with here is basically the 1982 small date design. And so that's why the obverse on 1983 Lincoln Cents, both Philadelphia and Denver, are usually far superior to the reverse in sharpness and design and the way things look. Let's see, that's coin number 3. That one goes to Frosty. Hello, Doug. Hello, Paul. Mark. Mark now. Let's see what Mark gets on the obverse here. I am hoping for goodies. There's just about every coin I've seen in this roll so far has that little bit of a stretch to the outside edge of the 8. It's kind of telling me it could be a hub issue. It could be a lot of different things, possibly other than a double die. So we'll just keep our eyes open. We'll just keep watching. Yeah. Never know what we'll end up with. Now see, I'm getting a lot of mixed signals about this. It's looking rather promising as a possible double die here. I'm going to roll down and check something here real quick because I think I see something that could be interesting. That's what I thought I was seeing. There might be just a little bit of doubling right here on the outside of the L. And this is a very soft corner here. And I'm also looking at the fact that there is this tapered concavity to the outside edge of the eye. And then we move over to the date. You've got that thick outer side of the 8 right here. This is a little bit thicker than it appears that it should be. It's a little bit interesting. Just interesting. I'm not sure that, I mean, I can't tell you that it's a double die. It just doesn't really, it doesn't ring, it doesn't smack me in the face and say double die. It's interesting, but maybe not interesting enough. We'll just have to take a good close look at it. Yeah. Let's see what the reverse on this one looks like. Nothing on the reverse. We'll just have to, I'll just have to have Eric give a really good stare at these coins when he gets them to see that he's not seeing the same thing I am, and it's not like confusing us or anything. I wouldn't want to list something that shouldn't be listed, but at the same time, I don't want to miss something that should. Let's see here. Yeah, see, this doesn't have the same thing on the outside of the L. This one's normal. That serif on the inside of the G is also normal on this one. It was a little elongated or strange on that other one. So we'll have to give it a better look when we have the opportunity. As I said, I can't do anything about guarantees on condition of the coins on the inside of the roll. This is a bank wrapped roll. I had no idea what would be inside. I expected they would all be nice coins because the 2 coins on the outside of the roll were pretty nice. This is what we get when we do 1983. We can find really, really nice die varieties. It is a possibility. But we can also find really, really spotted coins. Now there are 2 different nice double die reverses in case you didn't know. There's the DDR1, which is one that everybody knows about. That's the major double die. And then there's a DDR2, which shows some doubling on mostly the O of 1 and the UNIT of United. It is related to the big double die one, the one that everybody knows, but it's not nearly as strong. And it goes missed a lot. And it shouldn't, because it is a nice double die. If the big die one did not exist, this one would be like super nice considered. There are a number of little things here just taking me for a little spin here, trying to figure out exactly what's going on with these. If we have a double die, it sure is a minor one. If we do. I believe I have one of the DDR number 2 coins. It's probably in one of my 20 some odd boxes of die varieties I have. I need to get it out sometime and kind of study it. Keep myself familiar. That's one thing that you should always do with your die varieties. Enjoy them, but at the same time you should be looking through them on a pretty regular basis to keep yourself familiar with what you have, what you need, and what they look like, basically. Know your die varieties so that you know when you find one, you'll know that you already have one like that, or don't, specifically. Right. Well, that's for Parvas. Let's see what number 9 looks like now. Coin number 9 is... They all have that same little extra thickness to the bottom of the 8. So I'm going to go with probably part of the design that we just haven't really noticed, which it's very possible, but this is also one of those ones that has that really small notch on the L. I'm looking for something convincing saying, hey, I'm a double die. I just don't see it, though. Nothing just completely pops out at me and says, hey, you need to keep this coin. So let's take a look at the reverse on this one and see what we come up with. And does not appear to be a double die. Well, we got Carl, Frostbite, and Sandigger came in. I'll let you guys know that I had a great time at the Whatnot auction last Wednesday. Great enough time that I'm going to try some really inexpensive coins just to have a good little auction experience and see what we can do with some slightly less valuable coins than what we generally deal with YouTube. And I'm going to start off with some toners and some early coins. And that's going to come up tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and give you guys on the West Coast a little bit more daylight to do what you're doing, and then hit me a little bit later. Yeah, I sent those shipments out the next day. I sent them out on Thursday. They were very easy to put together. I already had the shipping labels done and printed within 2 hours of the auction. It was kind of amazing. I wish my system here was that good. No, Whatnot is definitely a separate deal. I have an affiliate link I can put up for you that you can go and join Whatnot using my affiliate link, or you got a QR code that you can copy and use too, depending on whether you're using a phone or a computer. But the affiliate link works. You go and you join Whatnot, and you put in your payment processing, whatever that is, credit card or whatever you use. So there's another one of those coins with that soft outer edge on the L. And as soon as you spend money at Whatnot, you get an instant $15 credit on your account. That $15 credit can be used toward that first purchase. And I have a number of items that are around that price point on my Buy Now section of my channel on Whatnot that you can purchase and basically get stuff free. You haven't found copper coins yet? That's one of the questions I have to ask, is exactly how is it that I get people to copper coins? But and I'm not exactly sure how it all works, because I'm kind of new to the whole thing, and I've got a bunch of followers, but I don't really know exactly how they found me. Let's see. I don't know. I'm really unsure how to tell you to actually find me. I guess search and copper coins. I don't know. I'm really unsure. I wish I knew how to give my channel information out. The only thing I can give you is my I can give you this. I don't know if it's what you need or not, but I can give you this. I don't know if that's going to help you or not. It may want you to sign in as me, because I think what I'm seeing is my dashboard. I don't think I may be selling my channel. Seeing my channel. I may not. I don't know. I've got a show to plan. Today I'm going to be working on planning the show and getting the show up there. So here's Malcolm, coin number 12. I'm just not seeing anything that just screams double die at me in these, but man, there's some rather funky looking coins. Different. This one's funky because it's kind of stained. At least it's not rotten. This one's just color stained. I'm not even sure what that link right there will take you to, but I'm going to have a bunch of toned coins, a bunch of earlier singles, stuff that's kind of difficult to find, you know, not easy stuff, and everything will start at $1. It's going to be a buck and go show. Buck and go means I started at $1 and hit go, and you just bid from $1, and we see what happens. That's going to be tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central. Here's coin 14, Sureg. What does Sureg get? Ooh, spots. Great. Well, that's exactly what we were looking for, right? Spots. We have here on the reverse. It's not one of the two bigger double dies. I'm looking for class 6 double dies as well. I think I remember seeing that there was a class 6 double die listed many years ago for the reverse of the 1983 cent. There could also be class 2 double dies. Now the difference is class 2 and class 6 both have the same profile to the, basically the same profile to the field, but the class 6 does not have separation lines between the primary and the secondary, and class 2 does. The words that we use to describe those two classes of doubling are very similar to one another, but they mean very different things. And so they're easy to confuse the word that we're trying to use to show the classification of doubling. Class 2 is a distorted hub doubling, meaning that the one hub was distorted in shape from the other hub, and the die was distorted in shape when it was annealed. And it came back and was hubbed a subsequent time that the design was larger or smaller on the die than on the hub, and that shows in the subsequent hubbings as doubling that spreads toward the center or toward the rim. Now, Class 6 is distended hub doubling. Distended, that's definitely a double die right there. There's no question these are double dies. Look at that L and I. You have a relatively nice little delineation of as a notch right in the corner of the letters. It's pretty clear to me. They're supposed to be nice and square, kind of like this E and kind of like this R. You see how they're just kind of squared off? Well, this has a definite notch, and this has a definite notch. So I'm not seeing a lot of like extra thickness at the notch, but it's got something going on. I don't know what it is, but we're going to have to give it a good close look. I'm trying to check the bottom corners of those letters. So there's no notching there, which doesn't quite really make sense. I don't know. There's a number of things about these that don't seem to be making a lot of sense. Let me back out so when I flip this over I can actually see the coin instead of looking at the molecular structure of the surface. There we go. This is about as much magnification as anybody should really need. In fact, in order to see the doubling itself, we should be more like on this magnification, because anything more than this in magnification is well, too much. So we should be able to see the doubling like this, but that's once you know what you're looking for. Once you know what you're looking for in the doubling, you should be able to see it at this magnification. Now, finding the doubling to begin with when we don't really know what we're looking for sure should be done at about this magnification, somewhere around here. And we're going to find that this is, I'm going to say roughly 20x. I don't know if there's any way to rewatch auctions. In fact, I need to add that to my list of questions. Hang on just a second. You gave me a good remember. Let me find my pen. There. Okay. I've got that question written down to ask. And it looks like we've got nothing on this coin. So we're going to keep moving. That was coin number 16 with Parvis. I've been on this just about 30 minutes now. We're not quite through the roll, through half the roll, so I have to speed up just a little bit to close the show out inside of an hour. And so I'll try to do with all these, get them shut down within an hour so I can move on to my next show. I'm going to be doing 2 shows now. I have a third one planned, but I'm going to have to take a little break between the second and third. I planned on eating lunch before I started all this, and then I got sidetracked on other things and noticed that my show was coming up, and I wasn't going to have time to eat lunch, and I need lunch. Yeah, I have a lot of problems with the functionality of whatnot between a phone and my computer. I don't do phones. I don't bring stuff up on phones. I have the app on a phone, but that's only so I can use it as a camera. I don't watch shows like this on a phone. So I'm not really sure how to do things on a phone versus a computer. I hope what Frostbite gave you work. Paul Hampton. Something that you might take interest in knowing is the auction went real quickly, and it was a kind of a fast pace auction. Really kind of my favorite way of doing things. I'd rather move things quickly, so you gotta be quick on the trigger to win. I'm going to send an email out today indicating that I will be having an auction on YouTube, on Whatnot tomorrow, but I have no idea how to link people to the actual auction. So, not sure what to say about that right now. My company rep with Whatnot, my account rep, is working the Central States show in the Chicago area. Would be today and tomorrow. And so he may or may not reach out to me before my show tomorrow and answer some of these questions I have. Either way, we will eventually get the questions answered, and we'll be able to move on in knowing what we're looking for, or knowing what we're doing to get these shows posted properly, get them operating properly, get them so that you can watch show history. I don't know that show history is even going to be available. I don't know if they even do that. But Frostbite seems to have found it. Okay. What is a VOD, Frostbite? You're giving me a VOD. What is a VOD? I mean, what specifically does VOD stand for? Video on demand? Okay. I had to think about it. Because I know what POD is. It's print on demand. You're doing a book. You can actually have publishers create books as they are ordered. So you're not paying a huge upfront fee to print 10,000 copies. Alright, there's Carl. And we are almost halfway through the roll. Not seeing anything here, but I have seen die varieties that you only find one or two of them in a roll, in a good original roll. So, I will not give up hope through this roll. But I will let you know this. I have probably been through 300 or 400 1983 rolls in my years. I have probably seen another 2,000 or 3,000 1983 Lincoln cents in my years, and I have never found one of the double dies. I know there's always a first time for everything, but I personally have never found one of the double dies. I have purchased two and sold them. I've purchased another one and kept it. I have actually not sold rolls that I know of, but I have actually given out rolls in trade to people in the past, and 2 have been found in rolls I traded away. So I have held some of these coins and didn't even know I was holding them. Oh, Cat Morgan Neller. Yeah, got your coins sitting up here right now. I'll let you know that we haven't really found anything of any remarkable note in this roll so far. We're just kind of playing around now, trying to figure out where we sit. We are now officially halfway through the roll. We are on the second half of the roll, and it is exactly 1 o'clock. So it looks like if we continue at this pace, we may get finished in time to do the next roll on time. And then I'm going to reschedule. I will reschedule the third roll for a little bit later in the afternoon because I did not get a chance to eat lunch today. And so I'll get it rescheduled so that we can do it a little bit later once I've had something to put on my belly. Final volleyball tournament of the season. Break a leg, buddy. Good luck out there. Go team. I am working alone today. Austin is at work, and Tam is out with her friend doing whatnot, wherever. All right, here comes number 28, Mark. I have found nice doubling on 1983 cents. It is definitely not an impossible task. It's not common at all, but it isn't impossible. Number 29 now for Ant. That's a nice die crack. Look at that. It runs all the way through the T of States, goes through the E of E Pluribus Unum, and all the way down column 5. That's kind of cute. Nice. That one goes to Ant. Really? You got a really good one out of the 61 roll? How about that? These rolls are completely unpredictable. They can be absolutely beautiful, or they can just be pretty much nothing. It's really kind of hard to adjust or try to predict what's going to go on with any of these rolls before they're opened. Now and that includes the tubed rolls, because a lot of the tubed rolls I get are from original sources. And they are just tubed because, well, the person pulled them out of a mint sealed bag, or the person unwrapped them from the paper. See, there was at one point in time people didn't like toning on Lincoln cents, and they thought the paper would just turn them brown. So they took the coins out of the paper and put them in tubes. And often, very often, they didn't look at a single coin while they were switching it over from paper to tube. And so a lot of the tubed rolls that you get from me are actually original source rolls. They're actually original rolls. We just can't prove it, so we can't call them original. I can't tell you that I've got an original tubed roll of anything. Not until I actually look through it, and then I find that usually half or more of them are actually original. Here's number 32, Taco John. And Taco John gets, looks just as normal as everybody else's coin today. Now number 33, Mr. Fletcher. Got nothing going on there. Well, 61 can actually be a pretty valuable issue if you can get it in 67 red. You're talking about hundreds of dollars. So if you have any that are really high quality and don't have any of those, like they look like vein marks, like were soap dried or something. They're pretty common on the obverse of the coins, and they turn that streaky brown look. And if you can happen to get a coin that doesn't have any of that, has really, really strong luster and very few marks, and is a complete strike, you got your chance at a 67. And yeah, it pretty much has to meet all of those criteria, with the luster being the most important. If your coin is not ultra bright, it will not get a 67 grade. Of course, spots will instantly knock it out, but an embedded staple. Huh. That's a valuable coin. That'd be valuable for sure. An embedded I'd like to see that. An embedded staple in a coin. That'd be an interesting find for sure. Well, I tell you what, Cat Morgan Dollar, it doesn't take a lot to actually learn how to grade pretty well. There is no like special code or rocket science involved. It's kind of just a matter of looking at what you've got and figuring out from what you've got how high or how low compared to other coins this one is. Lots of examples of this die. Seen a few of those now. I don't know. I don't generally go to very many Facebook groups. I usually just watch my feed for posts that have something to do with me, or that have some reason why I should post in them. I don't go to the coin groups in Facebook anymore. I prefer it just be sent to me directly. cd@coppercoins.com. I think I remember Joe Cronin, but not very well. Not sure that I remember the name. I don't know. I've kind of lost interest in Facebook. Facebook has purposefully made it extremely difficult to sell anything on their website. And they have in fact made it against the rules to sell coins because they don't want to try to understand the difference between money laundering, supporting terrorism, and people actually just selling collectible coins because they're collectible coins. So they don't want to go through that effort of figuring out the very vast difference between those two things. So I have very little respect for them. Yes, Doug, I did get it. I appreciate that. Thank you. I did forget to mention it. I'll get it photographed as soon as I possibly can, and let you know what I've got for photographs on it. I did see what looks like RPM 1, but I'm not sure it is because I didn't look it up when I saw it. I was basically sitting at my desk opening mail and had a loop next to me and just happened to check it with a loop. Coin number 41 goes to Farm Dog. And Farm Dog, what was that? No. It's this coin. That one looks pretty normal too. You know as well as I do, Doug, that we're finding new stuff all the time. There could be a very strong possibility that this could be a new die as well. Well, we just list, I think it was 1mm100 for, what was that 100 for, Eric? I'm thinking 5090. Finally went over 100 RPMs. That's just sick, right? Did I look at the reverse on this one? I don't know if I did or not, but we're going to anyway, just to be sure. Yes, I think we did. So yeah, I don't even know right now exactly how many die varieties we have listed, but I do know that 4,000 can't be far around the corner. Let's see, what do we have right now? I haven't even looked lately. Oh, 4,119. You can tell right here on the front page, on the home page, we have 35,281 photos of 4,119 die varieties. And if you click the recent edition, you'll see what Eric's been placing up here lately. I also put some of them up there, but this is one of the RPMs that we've been getting out of the 1960 mint seal bag. So if any of you got any of those, did I sell rolls out of that bag? I think I did sell rolls out of that bag. And if you got any of those, then there's every good chance that you could have received that RPM, and we finally have them listed. So now I can go in and actually send an email out to everyone who was involved in that bag. Give them the knowledge of what RPM it was listed as. Because we had a number of different RPMs in the bag. Número 44. 44. Okay. Well, that's number 44. Let's try number 45 and see what we get there. Farm Dog. I don't know why it always comes out when I say Farm Dog. I like to do it in like a Massachusetts accent. Call him Farm Dog. Fam dog gonna pack his car at the Walmart. Yes, Carl. I have those available at $15 a roll. I'm finding that all of the rolls worth that I looked through, probably 12 or 13 rolls of them, the coins were popping at about 65% RPMs per roll, which that's just sick in itself. You're talking about 25 to 35 RPMs per roll. And these are decent RPMs too. They're not just little tiny nitnoidal things. I also have a 1960 Philadelphia or 1960 Denver original source box full of tubes that are all from the same seal bag. Mr. Fletcher. Got a spotty, nasty looking coin. I'm sorry, Mr. Fletcher, but I don't think it's going to make a ton of difference, because I don't think, now that I've seen this entire roll and gotten my eye adjusted to what they look like, I don't think we have found a double die in this roll at all. There's always some chance, perhaps. Let's see, there's one for Cookie. Let's see what Cookie gets here. Yep. Nothing on that side. Nothing over there either. And coin number 50 goes to Malcolm. And let's see what we've got here from Malcolm. Yeah, if you got in the roll, if you got spots in the roll, you have coins here that match the spot you purchased. Because I've got one guide I run off of, and that's the original sales sheet. So there's very little to no chance that I could have an error like that. It can happen, but there's very little chance of it. Alright, I'm going to get this rolled together here. And I will take a look, Tyler, and see what I can find here for the spots that you had. You're at coin number 15. Coin number 37 and coin number 40. So you've got 3 coins in this roll. All right. There it is. I don't think we have anything special in here, but we're going to take another look through everything, make sure I didn't miss anything. But that is that roll. I'll be back here in about 10 minutes with the next show. I appreciate it, folks. Thanks for stopping by, and if you happen to not have time to come back, have a great day.